drop Buck the World. And he drops Mars 20, but I'm the cleanup man for all the ones that had speculations about whatever up with the unit. I come to clear it up for you. So I'm here, I'm available for everything. I've been running around the streets, and the streets love Buck. So, at the end of the day, when I see you in traffic, just let me know you love me. Trying to sabotage me, pull my music down, seeing ceases desist everywhere. Put up little posters and jokeful ass posters while you do weak ass shit behind my back and try to keep me tied to a contract. If you such a real, why don't you let me go?
Now, after repeated violations of his bond supervision, Tennessee native and straight outta Cashville rapper Young Buck now is to serve time.
So Sumner County officials say there was a hearing earlier this week to revoke bond for David Darnell Brown, otherwise known as Young Buck. A criminal court judge ordered that Brown serve 30 days in the Sumner County jail. The judge will then set a new bond. Brown is scheduled for a jury trial on July 24 on multiple charges, including domestic assault and possession of a weapon by a convicted felon.
You are not going to believe the latest in the whole 50 Cent and Young Buck thing.
Oh man, it just never ends, does it?
Seriously, it's like this saga just keeps finding new ways to get crazy. And right now, it is dialed way up. Buck's actually locked up currently.
Right, he's incarcerated. And 50's doing what 50 does on social media, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Peak 50. And listen to this.
Yeah.
There are whispers, like actual rumors of serious threats coming from Buck from inside prison.
Wow. Okay. That adds a whole new dimension. It's wild how this keeps bubbling up. Each time it feels more intense.
Exactly. And Buck's legal trouble right now definitely puts a different spin on their whole beef.
It really makes you question what's really driving all this hostility after all these years.
Totally. And we're back to those same core questions, aren't we? Like, why did 50 actually kick Buck out of G Unit all that time ago?
And is Buck genuinely clueless about why they fell out, or is something else going on? Is it an act?
It feels like we're trying to piece together clues in some kind of hip-hop cold case file. It's confusing.
Well, it's fascinating how two people can have such radically different versions of the same history, isn't it?
Yeah, Buck saying he's totally in the dark now just clashes so hard with, well, everything we've seen play out publicly.
Definitely. So before we dive into all the back and forth, maybe recap quickly why Buck's actually in jail right now.
Right, okay. So he was already facing charges, domestic assault and having a weapon as a convicted felon. He got out on bond, but then he apparently kept missing his mandatory check-ins with his supervisor, like repeatedly.
Ah, okay, so violations of his bond condition.
Exactly, and the judge basically had enough, revoked the bond, and gave him 30 days. So, yeah, bad timing for stirring up old drama.
Yeah, that pattern, the not sticking to the rules of his release. It kind of paints a picture, doesn't it? Probably doesn't help when someone like 50 Cent is, watching your every move.
Oh, 50 was definitely watching. Almost the second Buck got booked, boom.
Yeah.
50 slaps Buck's mugshot up on Instagram.
Of course he did. And let me guess, the caption wasn't exactly sympathetic?
Huh. Subtle as a brick. The caption basically hinted pretty strongly that Buck got roughed up during the arrest. Something about head injury.
Wow. That is classic 50, using that huge platform, not just to comment, but to kind of twist the knife, shape the story. Very calculated.
You nailed it. Calculated. And apparently, Buck didn't just take that online jab quietly, even from behind bars.
So the threat rumors, you think they're legit?
Well, the word is he said the pretty serious threat 50's way because of the post. We don't know the exact words, but yeah. Seems like things escalated fast.
Man, if that's true, making a threat while you're already locked up, that shows some deep, deep anger. Like the resentment is just boiling over, regardless of his situation.
It really does. And this isn't new, is it? Let's rewind a bit. Back to like 2019. Remember when 50 was trolling Buck on Instagram? That whole thing about Buck supposedly dating a transgender person?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Buck did not react well.
Not at all. He completely lost it, went public, threatened 50, and even dropped that line about going to J. Rule. That felt like a real turning point, didn't it? Like it got really personal.
Totally. Bringing Ja Rule into it, given their history with 50.
Yeah.
That signals a serious level of feeling betrayed. It showed how raw the conflict was, how quickly it could just explode.
And Buck's thrown his own accusations over the years too, right? He said 50 actively tried to mess up his music career.
Yeah, sending cease and desist letters, trying to keep him locked in his contract, basically preventing him from moving on. That's been Buck's narrative.
So from Buck's angle, it looks like he felt totally suffocated, like his old mentor was deliberately holding him back.
Exactly. And you can see how that kind of feeling would just fester and build up into serious resentment over time.
Okay, but let's flip it. Why does 50 say he booted Buck from G-Unit? The money thing comes up constantly.
Right. Tony Iyo's talked about that quite a bit. Said Buck was just reckless with tour money.
Yeah, like buying multiple cars, just blowing through cash like crazy.
Yeah.
Yayo mentioned, what, like $250,000?
Yeah, $250,000 supposedly just vanished. On cars, crazy furniture, remember the white living room set? The TV bed.
Oh, yeah. And jewelry, and apparently getting mixed up with BMF too. It paints this picture of just zero financial control.
It really does. Just impulsive, over-the-top spending. Yayo's examples make it sound pretty extreme.
Then there's the other stuff, the substance use talk.
Right. Both 50 and Yayo have brought up Buck's weed smoking. Not just smoking, but like buying pounds of it.
Yeah, 50 even mentioned it in that Piers Morgan interview way back. He kind of contrasted Buck's habits with his own, business-first, drug-free approach.
And highlighted the financial side of it too, right? How much money that must have cost.
Exactly. It sounds like a fundamental clash in values there.
Yeah.
50, the businessman, probably saw that as massively irresponsible, a huge red flag.
Makes sense. And then there was the loyalty issue. That seems huge for 50.
Definitely. Apparently, even after Buck was out of G-Unit, he kept being seen with 50's rivals, especially the gang.
And Buck's explanation was?
Buck claims he wasn't, trying to hang out with them, just that they moved in the same circles, he'd run into them, and he even told 50 about it.
But 50 didn't care.
Apparently not. It seems like for 50, even just being around perceived enemies was a betrayal, like a really strict code.
Yeah, that tracks with 50's whole persona. Loyalty above all else. Any association, intentional or not, was just unacceptable.
And man, we can't forget the IRS stuff, the debt.
Oh yeah, the loan. 50 apparently lent Buck money for his tax problems.
Supposedly, yeah. And Buck just never paid it back, according to 50.
And then that phone call got leaked. Oof.
Brutal, just brutal. Buck crying on the phone, basically begging 50 for help. The public humiliation, it was intense.
That leak definitely changed things. It showed Buck in such a vulnerable spot and probably cemented a really negative image of him for 50.
So when you stack all that up, the spending, the alleged substance issues, the loyalty questions, the debt, the phone call.
Yeah.
It makes Buck's recent interview with Steve-O seem even more bizarre.
Where he said he didn't know why 50 had issues with him.
Exactly. He acted totally baffled. Said something like, he doesn't get why 50 would want him to be unable to feed his family. He even said he wouldn't wish that on 50, despite their, quote, misunderstandings.
Wow. That's quite a disconnect from everything else we just talked about.
Right. It's like he's rewriting history or genuinely doesn't see his part in it. It's hard to figure out.
Is it genuine confusion? Is it selective memory? Or is it, a strategic move to paint himself in a better light now?
50 actually kind of addressed that mindset way back in 2016. Remember that Hot 97 interview?
Vaguely. What did he say?
He talked about how people only ever see his reaction to things. They don't see what the other person did to cause it. And he flat out said he devalues people based on their character. Pretty direct.
That definitely sums up 50's perspective, doesn't it? It's all about accountability.
He seems to believe Buck brought all this on himself through his own actions, his own character flaws.
So, yeah, when you lay it all out, you've got Buck saying, I'm confused, I'm the victim here. And then you've got 50 basically listing reasons. The money mismanagement, the weed, the disloyalty, the unpaid debt.
It's just two completely different narratives colliding, fueled by years of very public, very messy history.
Totally. And the current situation, Buck in jail, 50 posting mugshots, the alleged threats, it just throws gasoline on that fire. Makes you wonder what the actual truth even looks like anymore.
Or if there even is a single objective truth in a feud this long and this personal, it's probably somewhere in the messy middle.
Which really brings us back around to that central mystery, doesn't it? Does young Buck genuinely not understand why 50 Cent cut him off after everything?
Or is this confusion just a narrative, a story he's telling himself or telling the public? When you think about celebrity conflicts, managing your image is everything, right? So you got to wonder about the strategy behind how they both present their side. What are they trying to achieve?
Absolutely. There's always layers to this stuff in the public eye.
So it leaves you, the listener, thinking, right, considering all this history, the claims, the denials,
Yeah.
what do you actually make of it all?
Is Buck just caught up in bad circumstances, maybe a victim of 50s control? Or are his problems largely, self-made?
And what does this whole messy, ongoing drama tell us about things like loyalty, friendship, and money in the music business? Definitely something to chew on.